Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and build a complete survival guide for untangling the incredibly frustrating, sometimes confusing world of El Paso parking tickets. Look, we've all been there, right? You walk back to your car and bam, there it is, that dreaded piece of paper tucked right under your windshield wiper. But seriously, don't panic. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can resolve these citations online, quickly and easily, right from your couch. It doesn't matter if you're a complete beginner to the city system or a seasoned local, we've got you covered.
Look, getting a parking ticket is just annoying. It disrupts your day, it hits your wallet, it's a drag. But ignoring it, that is a guaranteed way to turn a minor inconvenience into a major financial headache. Resolving your ticket online is hands down the fastest and most efficient way to avoid escalating trouble. You get to completely bypass those long, painful lines at the municipal court, and you ensure your payment is officially recorded way before the city's strict deadlines even have a chance to kick in.
And speaking of escalating trouble, I want you to really focus on this number for a second. 3. That is a critical threshold. If you accumulate just 3 delinquent parking citations in El Paso, the city is officially authorized to immobilize your vehicle. Yeah, that means the dreaded boot. Not to mention, if you miss your initial payment deadlines, the city's going to hit you with some pretty hefty additional fines. So creating a sense of immediate urgency right now is absolutely the best way to protect your peace of mind later.
To get you completely out of the danger zone, here's our agenda for today. 1. The cost of waiting. 2. El Paso's ticket jurisdictions. 3. A step-by-step payment guide. 4. Tips and troubleshooting. And finally, a quick conclusion and disclaimer.
All right, let's start with Section 1, the cost of waiting.
We really need to understand the serious stakes of inaction here. Once that ticket is issued, the clock instantly starts ticking on a very strict 44-day processing window. If you cross that 44-day mark without paying or arranging a hearing, the municipal court automatically tacks on a $50 warrant fee right onto your balance. And if you let it go even further, as we just discussed, you risk getting your vehicle booted or even being sent to a third-party collections agency. The cost of waiting is just simply too high.
Moving right along to Section 2, El Paso's ticket jurisdictions.
Okay, so before you can successfully pay, you have to realize that El Paso's ticketing ecosystem is actually heavily fragmented. The absolutely crucial point here is identifying your ticket's precise issuer. Take a really close look at your citation. If you were ticketed on the UTEP campus, for example, you literally only have an 18-day window, and you must use the UTEP parking portal. If you try to pay a UTEP ticket on the City of El Paso's portal, the system just won't find your record. You're going to think you're in the clear, but your late fees will just keep mounting behind the scenes. So always match your ticket to the correct jurisdiction: city, county, or university.
Now for the meat of it. Section 3, Step-by-Step Payment Guide. Assuming you have a standard City of El Paso municipal ticket, let's officially launch our digital rescue mission. Before you even sit down at your computer or pull out your phone, you need to gather your materials. You've got to have 3 things ready to go: your exact citation number printed on the ticket, your driver's license number, and your date of birth. The municipal database requires these precise data points to query your record. Having them right in your hand prevents any frustrating timeouts while you're scrambling to find your wallet.
Once you've got your info, you're going to navigate to the official City of El Paso Municipal Courts page. When you click to make a payment, you're actually going to be redirected to a third-party gateway called SitePay USA. Don't be alarmed by this, it's totally normal. This is their official payment processor. Once you're there, you'll select Texas as your state. Choose El Paso Municipal Court as the agency, and then punch in those citation details we just gathered up.
Now, I want to share a vital technical pitfall to avoid, because this catches a lot of people off guard. The municipal system specifically recommends using the Google Chrome web browser. And even more importantly, you absolutely must ensure your browser's privacy settings are temporarily configured to accept all cookies. Why does this matter? Well, the payment gateway doesn't retain your credit card data for security reasons, so if your cookies are blocked, your session is going to drop mid-transaction. You might think you paid, but it won't actually go through. As you move to the checkout screen, brace yourself a bit for the convenience fees. SitePay USA applies a surcharge ranging from 3.5% to 4% of your total fine, which, is noticeably higher than other local portals. For instance, El Paso County's ePay system usually just charges a flat $1.95 or 2.25%. But since you can't choose your payment portal for a city ticket, you simply need to factor this extra percentage into your final cost. It is what it is.
Make sure you have the right card ready too. The SitePay USA platform currently supports Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards to successfully authorize your transaction. And keep in mind that depending on your bank, debit and credit card payments can sometimes take 3 to 5 business days to fully post to your account, which is just another huge reason why you should never, ever wait until day 43 to pay your ticket.
Okay, the final and definitely most critical step happens right when your payment processes. The city's integrated system, which is called the Full Court Enterprise Database, will update. However, we all know technology isn't perfect. You must always save, screenshot, or print the final confirmation screen. That digital receipt is your absolute, indisputable proof of compliance, showing you beat the 44-day deadline, just in case a system glitch ever claims you didn't actually pay.
Let's jump into Section 4, Tips and Troubleshooting.
Even with a great step-by-step guide, things can sometimes go sideways. First, always verify you are actually on the right website. Look for the official City of El Paso seal. That's the golden star surrounded by a wreath on the portals and documentation. Unfortunately, there are scam websites out there that mimic municipal payment pages just to steal your credit card information. Seeing the official seal and double-checking that the web address ends in .gov before redirecting to SitePay keeps you totally safe.
Here's a major strategy tip for you. Paying online is vastly superior not just for the speed, but for the flexibility. If you pay online, a friend or family member can easily use their card to pay the citation for you. But if you go in person to a municipal court location, they enforce incredibly strict ID rules. The person who received the citation literally must be present with their ID, unless the case has already reached a guilty disposition. Furthermore, if you try to mail a check and it bounces, you're going to be slapped with a $30 return check fee. Seriously, stick to online.
If you do hit a wall, here is your action plan. First, the very moment you get a ticket, open your smartphone's calendar and set a reminder for day 40. Second, if you type in your info and the database says not found, double-check your ticket's jurisdiction again. You might actually have a UTP or county ticket instead. Finally, if you are truly stuck, don't just guess. Call the municipal court directly at 915-212-0232 for customer support way before those late fees hit.
And that brings us to Section 5, Conclusion and Disclaimer.
We've covered a tremendous amount of ground today navigating jurisdictions and browser cookies and fees. So to quickly summarize, managing parking infractions efficiently in El Paso basically boils down to 4 simple steps. First, look at your ticket and identify your exact jurisdiction. Second, gather your citation number, driver's license, and date of birth. Third, log on, accept your browser cookies, and pay via SitePay USA well before that 44-day window closes. And finally, always keep your digital confirmation receipt to permanently dodge those $50 warrant fees.
Just a quick heads up, please remember that this explainer is strictly for informational purposes. Municipal procedures, convenience fee percentages, and court rules can and honestly often do change. You should always verify current details and official fee structures directly with the official City of El Paso resources or consult a professional if your specific situation is complex. I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder as you hit the road. With all these amazing digital tools, calendar apps, and online gateways right at your disposal, how will you stay ahead of the system next time? Because let's face it, getting a ticket is a mistake, but getting a late fee, that's a choice. Stay organized, stay proactive, and drive safe out there.